Hey guys, how's it going? It is an absolutely glorious morning out here today. You can see it's overcast. We're expecting maybe even a little rain. It's 71 currently, and our 10-day forecast looks awesome. One day we have a high in the 60s, and some of the nights are getting down into the 50s, so I think we're gonna start seeing things kick down into lower gear, fall gear. We're starting off today with an update behind the dream stream, the patio area. The patio portion's finished and it looks awesome. We did bring a couple chairs out. That's it so far. We haven't set it up yet, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Then we are going to go plant these hydrangeas. These are the firelight hydrangeas that we had sitting up by the front entryway that we were going to use. But as you will be able to tell when I pull them apart from one another, there are 8 back here. They're very kind of floppy and they need to be shaped up. So we're going to plant them out in the dirt lands, and we're going to cut the blooms off for an arrangement inside. I'm very excited because the arrangement we are going to replace was one I planted for last Christmas. It was a white amaryllis arrangement in a really pretty blue and white vase, and it's still sitting there. So anyway, we need to refresh that, and then I'm hoping to head out to the formal flower garden to do some trimming on the salvia out there. Okay, so starting right here in the stream area, it's such a peaceful spot. You can see some of the annuals, the Supermina in particular, are looking a little bit weary, which kind of expected by, this time of the season. Everything else is just growing and filling in beautifully. So you follow this walkway, and as you might remember, you can see the original walkway right here. And we had left a little space right here for a bench. And then we decided that we loved this space so much for sitting that we cleared out some stones, dug it down, and had this little patio put in, which is going to be just so wonderful. It's right underneath a sensation box elder tree, Acer negundo. It's in the maple family. And it's a big, beautiful tree. I actually feel really good about this too because the berm was built up a little bit around this area, and I didn't really feel good about the soil level right around the tree. So that was all scraped away. And then I'm going to come in here soon and get this all planted. I had to dig up a Montana moss juniper, which I'll probably pop right back into place, and a few other things from this area that we will replant. But oh, look at this. Our goal was to be able to fit 4 chairs for the 4 of us comfortably in this space. And you can see we've got 2 chairs right there, and we just cut into that berm as well. Let me show you. Right there, just placed the stones there as a kind of a wall. It fits in beautifully, and we did have it go back a bit because I think I'd like to put maybe a container. Do you remember can't remember what it's called. Zydeco twist, something. Anyway, it's a plant that I picked up earlier this season at Idaho Oasis, and it would be a beautiful plant right here, kind of tucked back. Anyway, we'll probably have a couple more chairs right out here, maybe even a little table. We were going to have a walkway out the back, but we just couldn't figure out how to make that work space-wise to have it come in and be a walkway, because it would need to cut through this area, which would limit where we could put chairs. So what we're gonna do is just kind of cover this over with mulch a little bit. I love to see like the base of this tree exposed, but we're gonna possibly just pop in a couple little flagstones, just in case you wanna cut through. It won't be like a formal walkway. There will be plants all over in this area. I'm hoping like this. We had to dig out 2 oak leaf hydrangeas for this project, so I'll probably pop them right back in here. So if we had a bank of oak leaves right here, that'd be awesome. But then maybe there'll be a little way to kind of squeeze through and get back here if you need to. But you could also take the main walkway and get back there as well. But doesn't this look so nice? And I like having this space right here open. We had thought about, bringing it over and kind of matching this, but I want to plant something right here so that when you're standing out here on the lane, you don't necessarily see the chairs. You know what I mean? Like just nothing big, but just something to kind of soften this whole area up a little bit, and maybe to kind of pop over the stones just a bit. I see some movement on the other side of that tree. Oh, hey Russell. Hey buddy. Good morning. What have you been up to? Let's take a look at it as you're walking from around this spruce. Have a second view. Look at this though. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Oh, we'll head over and look at the lilies here in a minute too. Okay, so let's start right up here. You can see it from over here, but if we take off across the walkway, you can either head back to the kids' play area or come right on this patio to the left. Oh, I love it. We hadn't anticipated on doing this project this year. In fact, we had chairs out here and we were just sitting at a slant and just enjoying the heck out of this space. So to have this done though is so nice because we use this so much, especially when the weather is a little bit easier to relax in. When it's 100+ degrees, it's hard to relax, even in the shade. But I think we'll get a ton of use out of this fall. Okay, now we just need to check out the lilies before we head out to plant. We've got some hardy lilies in here, and the color is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You see all the little fish in there? My goodness, there's so many. There is a white, black, and silver koi in here that is so pretty. I don't know if we'll be able to find it. It's usually hanging out up in this area. Oh, I wonder if they could hear me. Did you hear me up here? The big tilapia are kind of bullies. I don't really care for the tilapia fish all that much. They kind of bully the koi around. So I've taken to feeding the koi up in this area because the tilapia don't really make their way up here. They usually stay down in the main part of the pond. So I think they're getting used to being fed right up in this space because I can get really close to the water right here. Oh, here comes another one. Okay. Look at those tilapia and a few koi. And look at these lilies. Oh my word. Okay, so this creamy yellow with almost a little bit of an apricot blush in the center, that's a hardy water lily, as is the bright white one right over here. The pink one is the one that has the red leaves, and that's tropical. And you can see this is one plant, and it's taken up this whole space, like all the way over to here. Look at that. The pot is right beneath where the flowers are, just about. Isn't that nuts? And those flowers are so vibrant. What do you think, Russell? Also, the plumbago. Look at this ground cover. Look at these blooms. They've been in bloom for several weeks now. And they're one that kind of disappears. They just kind of go away in the wintertime. And it takes them a while to break dormancy. In fact, this spring, I thought on this side, I was like, oh my gosh, did they all go away? And then they all just ended up appearing again, and they have filled in beautifully. And all of the foliage on this plant will turn bright, like fire engine red, for the bulk of fall once it cools down a little bit more. This one's starting, it's fixing to turn. It's just such a fun area. I love it. And I could just sit here all day. It's so pleasant. If I went and grabbed a cup of coffee and just enjoyed this weather, but I really do want to get this hydrangea project done. Now, my parents got me a couple of blue and white vases for my birthday, and I'm going to go grab one of those because I'd like to keep the amaryllis potted how they are. So I'm going to run in and grab one of those vases so we've got something to put these hydrangeas in. Oh, there's our fun barn pots. Look at those topiaries. They are so cute. I wish I had some pansies. I would be planting those today if I had them. Just feels like it today. Oh, it's heavy. Is it raining?
It is.
Yeah, Aaron was just coming out to mow, and I just started to hear raindrops on the hood of the gator. Oh, it feels so cozy today. I just love it. It won't last long. See that break in the clouds? It won't be long before it's not raining again. So we're going to be planting all those firelight hydrangeas. I don't know if you can see them through the arborvitaes there in the entryway. So I'm going to probably look for a spot that is a little bit further away from those. It'd be really pretty to have an arc of them around here, wouldn't it? What an ideal time to plant too, you guys. If you can get out early, like late summer, early fall, and plant a few weeks before it starts to really freeze, the plants have a chance to root in and kind of get established in their new home before the cold sets in. However, things are better off in the ground than they are in nursery containers. So we plant as long as we can dig a hole, even if it's late in the season. Okay, so check this out. The shape of this, hold on. You set it down. Now these get 6 to 8 feet tall and wide. They're just, you know, I've seen better shaped plants. They're going to be completely fine. And the beauty of this project is that I don't need the blooms out here for winter interest. We don't really see it from the house. It's not super focal, but we are out here all the time in the summer season, spring, summer, and fall. So not having the blooms out here for just this year is going to be completely fine. And if we do an arc, I kind of want to lay them all out and see what we think here. And I'll leave the blooms intact long enough to see what they look like planted in the ground, and then we'll come through and cut them. But it's a perfect time to cut hydrangea blooms because the color of your blooms when you plant them, that's the color that they're going to dry. So you could wait until even later in the season to where they formed up even more color than this. You don't want to cut hydrangeas that are still fresh like this. See how these flowers are little, they're not open, they're super bright white. These would wilt right away. But these big flowers all the way to the tip, like this one here too. This one even has just a little bit of brown on it. A few of these do. Most of these blooms though are mature enough to where they will dry beautifully. Like look at that one, gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna set these out. Well, this is going to be beautiful. Look at this arc of hydrangeas. And I've had them roughly spaced about 9 feet apart from one another. I stepped it off, so it's not exact. But out here, it doesn't really matter, which is quite nice. Benjamin's over there with my Merlin bird app trying to get me some new birds. So I started them right here, kind of to the left of this Leyland cypress that we planted earlier this season, and then just kind of cruised this way. And they end just shy of where the canopy is going to overhang from the purple ash tree. Well, I mean, it might hang over the first one eventually, but this will get good morning sun right here. Oh, Erin made it out. It sprinkled for like, I don't know, 5 minutes. Yeah, these are gonna be gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I'm excited about it. I'm just hoping that the digging is easy. Some spots out here are incredibly hard, like very, very hard soil. Thankfully, these pots aren't super huge. So I am going to use, I'm just gonna go ahead and use a 9-inch auger so that the hole's a little bit wider than the cans, and we'll get them all planted. I got a warbler? That's awesome. Wilson's warbler? Are they rare? That's awesome. Good job, bud. Thank you. Please be easy. Yeah. You guys want to get under cover? Rain picked up a bit. Undercover!
No new species. Oh, your plant.
That's okay.
But you got 3 new species.
I did?
Yes.
That is so awesome.
And one I do not have.
Really?
Which is really special. I'm not going to put it in.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking it.
I've never been out here while it's been raining. We'll get to hear it. Okay. Can you turn this off?
There we go.
Listen to the rain on the roof.
This is where it starts
Getting a little bit of moisture.
yeah. Oh, get some rain. Oh, no, rainy. Show
Yeah.
the camera what you got.
Yeah. So I got the black-capped chickadee, semi-palmated plover, Wilson's warbler, and a great horned owl. That's awesome, bud. He says it looks like an actual rainforest in here. Okay, I'm coming
Mama,
in.
there's some berries.
Oh.
No, or you're shaded.
Oh, those are
Oranges?
Oh no, let me look. Let me, excuse me, kiddos.
Deeper in here.
We need to make sure.
Chickadee in here, so be careful.
Yeah, are these a type of, what are these?
You can't go through there because that's their
Just
property.
watch out
Right.
because there's a black-capped chickadee in here.
Okay.
Somewhere. Because I kept hearing black-capped chickadee.
This looks like it's well traveled, like maybe animals use this as a little trail.
Yeah.
What is this? You want to grab that bag? One of our lawn food bags blew into the bushes, it looks like.
And there was another somewhere.
I see that, and we see rose hips right up here.
Think that is...
Okay. But you gotta figure out what this tree is, you guys.
Yeah, we need to figure out
We do.
Are these edible?
I don't know. They have a pit in them. I just checked that out. There's a pit, and the tree itself has little thorns on it.
I see.
So let's see
Little
them.
thorn. I cannot feel
Yeah, if I
any
break this
thorn.
open, there's a little pit in there.
Oh,
Okay, see?
Yep.
there's a little
Oh,
I
there's
wish
a little
it
pit
was
in there.
Yeah.
pit over there. I mean, you can't be wrong.
Mom, let's keep going.
I mean, you
Mama?
did get it right with my grading.
Mom,
I did.
can you hold that?
Oh, sure. I'll hold your
So
garbage.
you're a genius, Mama.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, bud.
That, and you're
Yeah, I
the
see literally no
good, beautiful
barbed wire.
mama.
Oh, I love you.
I see no barbed wire. I see no barbed wire.
Nope, no barbed wire.
So we can go down there. But
No, there's a fence. You can see the wire fence. That's where our property line ends, right before the
Ew,
little creek.
I didn't see that. But, there's
But
no
all these are
dogs,
our
yeah.
trees. There are trees and shrubs and such. Mirabelle plum. That looks very much the same. European Mirabelle de Nancy European plum tree.
I'm very careful with these.
Oh, I've never heard of this.
Mama, I'm very
It says the Mirabelle plum is a small, sweet yellow plum from the Prunus domestica species, known for its delicate floral flavor and versatility in fresh eating jams and brandies.
Oh, so it is edible.
Zone 5 through 8, it says it requires cross-pollination from another European plum variety to bear fruit. So there's got to be more than one variety out here. It says it's a popular heirloom fruit, particularly in France, and are prized for their rich honey-like taste.
France?
Yeah, Nan and Papa were just there.
Do they have these?
Well, apparently they do in France.
Well, are they supposed to live here in Ontario working?
Well, I think they can. Clearly, because this one's thriving.
This is too big.
Well,
That
it
is
must-
Benjamin's, that's why.
It is because
Huh, well, maybe I should go save my drill out there and bring it in from the rain. We got it done. It's still kind of raining out here. Not super, super hard. It's so refreshing, actually. But look at how glorious this swoop of hydrangeas is. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to see this big. I mean, this is gonna be stunning. And I only had to shift one of them. So it's a good idea if you're doing a swoop like this, just to dig the holes, get all the root balls in the holes, and to wait to pack soil in around them until you stand up and look at the trajectory of the swoop. Because this one I ended up having to dig up and move forward about a foot because it was just back too far. And sometimes that just happens. Like the auger will bounce around a little bit and not get exactly where you had the plant, sitting before you were digging the hole. So after I got like the first 4 planted, I thought, you know what, the last 5, let's just set them in the holes and decide if we like where they're at. That way we can, twist the plant around or move it slightly if we need to. And here's the look from this side. It's gorgeous. And I feel like ever since I said it's only just coming down a little bit, it's picked up speed, like in the last minute. Okay, hold on, baby. I'm gonna go undercover again.
Undercover.
What was that?
Whoa.
Is that my camera?
yeah.
Is it under a wheel? Whoops. I gotta back up, I think, a little bit. Hang on. Benjamin, will you tell me when I'm out from under it? Well, I only ran over the tripod leg, not the camera, so I think we're okay. We're gonna sit undercover for a minute again.
I didn't know that this was a rainy day.
Me either. What a surprise, huh? I thought it wasn't gonna rain until next week.
Yeah, but it was gonna rain this day. Hey, Molly, put it under cover.
Well, I did prep our vase, but it is raining quite a lot harder than it was. And I don't know what happened with the clouds, but they just completely socked in. So I think we're in for it for rain for a little while. Oh, look at that.
And
Look at that coming off the roof.
fun.
So we'll come back out when it stops raining. Rain is gone, sun is out, we can get our hydrangeas cut now. I put a little water at the bottom of our vase here. You only need a little bit. If I was to do a bigger arrangement with other things, with mixed flowers, I usually fill my vases up quite far, but in this case, there's just a couple of inches down there. Our goal is to have these blooms dry really nicely in the vase, so they just need a little bit of water right at the very beginning to kind of get them by those first few days, because even when you've got more mature blooms, you can still deal with them wilting a little bit. So what I do is typically use an inch or two of water at the bottom of the vase. The plants or the stems soak all that water up, and by the time they're dry, which usually takes a couple weeks for that to happen, they've used all the water, the vase is kind of clean, and then I don't have to worry about water at the bottom of the vase starting to smell. But when we go in here to cut these flowers off, this is how we're gonna do it. So this is a beautiful looking bloom right here. We follow it down. I'm gonna need to have quite long stems for this vase, and we're gonna cut it right above a node. So a node is right where leaves come out, and you can see one right here. It's kind of where like there's little nubs on the stem. I don't know if you can see them with this camera. This camera doesn't do the best with close-ups, but we're just gonna follow it down. There was a leaf here, and cut it right above a node, like so. Then let's take it to the gator. We are going to remove all the leaves. Usually some right up in the top of the bloom too. You should try to reach up and get those. There we go. That looks beautiful. And then we are going to recut the stem. And when we do that, we want to cut right in between where there are two nodes. So we did cut it right above a node off of the plant, and then there's another node there. So we're just going to come in somewhere in between those two, make a slanted cut, and pop it right down in the water. Like that. And I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a little hard to cut these blooms. I didn't think it was gonna be very hard to do that because I just thought, well, they'll be out here. I'm not gonna really see them. So I'm just gonna have to do it and then just move on. So I don't have to look at the plants right afterward. And really, we're gonna enjoy these blooms so much more in the house in a very focal location as opposed to being out here kind of in the North 40. Look how pretty these are. Back of this gator is an absolute mess. Really need to take after it today when we're all done. That one's way shorter. Woo, getting bright. Almost done. I think I need like 1, 2, 3, 4 more blooms maybe. Look at how gorgeous this is. I did realize about halfway through the arrangement that I could have gone somewhere else with a prettier backdrop. Instead, you got to look at all of my empty containers and soil bags and tools and trash. Let's get this inside. Hopefully it rides okay back there. And honestly, the hydrangeas still look pretty good, even without those blooms on them. And there it is, looking absolutely beautiful. And it should just dry like this, colors and all. And we can leave it here all winter long if we want to. I'll probably do our blue and white tree, again, our Christmas tree with all the blue and white ornaments somewhere in this same area. We did it right here in this corner last year and I loved it. So we'll see, but I think for now that looks absolutely gorgeous. Get a little close up here. Oh, so pretty. Okay, here we are for our last part of the project today. And it shouldn't take us too long because I have been working on it. But you can see the plain the blue salvia that we've underplanted the lindens with. So each linden and each little boxwood formation has the plain the blues. And there were supertunias in there as well, but they got kind of bullied out. And it's funny because when I planted, I thought, oh, I don't think this is enough salvia. I think it's going to look a little scant. I did place the salvia quite a distance away from the boxwoods, thinking that it was far enough away that they wouldn't kind of flop over the boxwoods and harm them in any way. And it's just been in the last few weeks that they've started to encroach on the boxwoods. So I've come along and cut a lot of them away. See right in here, you can see that these have been shorn back a bit. The boxwoods have been freed. And I honestly don't think it's that big a deal at this point because we are so close to pulling these out. I mean, as soon as we get a frost, these things they won't like that. And then we'll be pulling them. But I'm not really liking the look of this. So you can see the salvia in some spots is coming out completely like over the boxwoods. So today we're just gonna go along really like this edge, and along these three are the worst ones right now. And we're going to trim them back. The breeze is picking up a little bit. Didn't expect that. It's been kind of a weird weather day. A good weather day though. And it's nice too that we don't have to do all of the quadrants because there's 4 quadrants and then there are 3 planting areas in each quadrant, so that's 12. But when I come out here at night and do a water recheck, I usually do 1 or 2 of them. I'll go along and just trim them off, and so it doesn't seem that big a deal when you do it like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab my pruners and we are gonna take after those 3 planting areas. There's tons of honeybees on all these blooms. This was the fate of most of the supertunias right here. First area is done. You can see the boxwoods have been unearthed. There's a little bit of space between the salvia and the boxwoods, but you can also see when you get in close that the boxwoods are not struggling at all. It's just not something you want to let go for a prolonged period of time, which I learned the hard way last year. The beds at either end of the Hartley, I had salvia. Was it plain the blues? I think it was, in those spaces, and they flopped over the boxwoods. I just didn't even think about it. Just didn't even cross my mind to go out there and check on it until we pulled them out and realized in the fall how damaged those boxwoods had become. I had to replace a bunch of them. So it's definitely something on the forefront of my mind, but I'm thankful that they were far enough away at least that they haven't been on top of these boxwoods for a lot of the season, which is I think what happened over there. So you can see both sides looking really nice. So now we're gonna do that 2 more times. Our project for today is done. It's not a hard thing to do. It just takes some time to come out here and do it. The entire perimeter is now done, and I'm going to be working on the swoops on the inside here this week, just as I have time to do it. It's just so nice to see this air right here. And now we'll know next time we plant salvia to do about half of what we did this year, although spectacular looking. Oh my goodness. And we'll know to bump them back about another foot from where I planted them this year. I mean, I think I planted 10. Did I plant 10 per little area? And I think I could do 5 and just have them be a little bit more separate. But that is it for today, you guys. Super glad to have those firelight hydrangeas planted. What a wonderful and beautiful morning that was. Just enjoying the overcast and the cooler temperatures. And this whole week is going to be just so nice. It feels reinvigorating, or reinvigorating, is that a word? Invigorating, motivating, whatever. It just feels good to be outside again, although a little muggy this afternoon. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today for our projects. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're having a great day, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.